Hi guys, today I'm gonna show you two methods on how to make nice puncher kick and rumble bass for techno patches in VCV Rack. So the first one is based on using Volt Tremor drum synthesizer and sync delay from Nozoid pack. Also I used Volt boomstick filter to remove unwanted frequencies from the delay, Volt decline for shaping sounds of kick and bass, and MSM ADSR for making sidechain compression for rumbly bass using inverted output. And then ZZK clock with divider expanders and FN3 module for LFO modulations, and also SOUNDCLOUD shaper for adding some extra click to our kick drum. So the core concept of this method is just passing kick drum through the Nozoid delay and then make it an additional layer in our mixer for it. So in that way we're just generating the bass from the kick. Then pass it through the filter, which setting needed roll-off for low frequencies, and then push a resonance and drive up. Things that needed a closer look here is the delay settings. First we should clock it from our clock to make it time in sync with our patch and kick. Then raising a feedback, find needed time for getting a right rhythmic vibration from the bass, and push a gain knob to activate this delay itself. A little tip here: when you add any Nozoid module, you can get such a message about sample rate. Just ignore it. For me they work awesome in any sample rates. Another very important settings here in the delay is the saturation type. And for me, the wave shaper one is a thing that we should go for, because it sounds so awesome. Alright, and the next thing here is a filter. Just turn cutoff knob on the boomstick filter. By the way, I love this filter so much, such a musical one. And you can apply some modulations to its V inputs. I used FN3 LFOs from ZCC. In fact, they may act as AD envelopes as well. Next, for getting a nice mix, we should use a high-pass filter in my meld mixer on our bass part. MSM ADSR, it's a nice thing to compressing the sound of the bass, because it has so many settings on shapes and swing modulation input to get things as you like. Then for adding a little bit of presence to the kick, I made a layer for SOUNDCLOUD shaper and then filtered out the low end and mixed it by the taste. In result, we've got such a nice punchy kick and rumble bass that can be tweaked by needs of your patch then, in a bunch various ways. Let's move to the next method. And here is another way to do a nice rumbling techno bass. It's actually replacing the delay by the reverb. I chose Surge Reverb. It's definitely not the best sounding reverb here in VCV Rack, but it's an awesome tool for creating rumbling bass and making other wild processing. It has CV clock input, which can be clocked from the ZZC clock output that's called V per BPS. Then turn the switch near the pre-delay up and you will get synced pre-delay then. So here you can experiment with different settings, all of them sound pretty differently. And in this way I use FN3 for sidechain instead of ADSR, passing through the AS attenuator with upped offset, pretty easy to set up it. You can also apply some modulations for the filter. And last but not least, you can also do some experiments with the filters. There are a bunch of free filters in VCV Rack, and they all sound differently, especially in the low-end area. Here I have demonstrating patch with a selector that switches some of my favorite filters. And that's all. You can find all of these patches on my Patreon page, and thanks for watching.